Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Homeschool Story, and I just want to do a really quick video. Actually, Maggie's with me. Say hi, Maggie. Of my very favorite foundations tool or resource from CC, because there's a lot of stuff out there in the catalog that you can get, and so much of it is really, really great. And I use a lot of the CC supplemental resources, like my timeline cards, the trivium tables for geography are great. I love those. The audio CDs, I can't live without those. And that might be really a close tie for the ones that I'm going to show you today. So my ultimate favorite CC resource for foundations are the Foundations Memory Work Flashcards. So these are the CC, now she's up crawling all over the table. These are the CC Memory Work Flashcards, and they come and they're all different colors, and each color represents a subject. There's one of these for each cycle, so this is actually cycle 1 because I haven't gotten out my cycle 2 stuff yet, but this is cycle 1, so this is from last year. They come laminated. Each card is cardstock, but it's laminated, and they come already hole punched, and then you just need to find a ring, a book ring, to put them on. And sometimes you can't find them big enough in the stores, and so it just kind of, depends. You might have to order them online. But I think this is a 3, maybe 2 inch, 3 inch, I don't know. But anyway, there it is. One thing I really, really love about these is, number 1, it has all of the memory work, and it's question answer. So prompt on the front, answer on the back. So what are the classifications of living things, and on the back are the pieces of the memory work that they memorize. But I like that it gives you this, because this also, the prompt is part of what we want them to memorize in foundations. So instead of just saying kingdom, family, class, order, family, genus, species, they would say, they would restate the question. The classifications of living things are, and then there's your answer. So these are science. History is orange, and again, prompt, tell me about, on the front, and the memory work on the back. Let's see, English is blue. So in English, the prompts are usually a little bit less, like just a list of things, but sometimes it's a little bit more involved. But anyway, so there's the prompt, helping verbs, and it has the list that they're memorizing each week on the back. Latin is shorter because every week of Latin is done twice. So week 1 and 2 are the same. Weeks 3 and 4 are the same. And then we take the whole first 12 weeks and repeat them again the second 12 weeks. So that's there. Math, and then geography, it lists the main area in the front and then the places on the back, and then you have your timeline cards. So of course these don't have the pictures on them, but they do have the timeline, the names from the cards that they have to memorize, so that's really helpful. And then you end with the presidents. Okay, then you can put all kinds of other things on the ring if you have a big enough ring. I've included the scripture memory cards that I have on my blog, but anything else, I know friends of mine that have the big rings. If you saw my video on my timeline cards, those big 5-inch book rings, and they have this plus all kinds of other things. They could have memory work cards for scripture or any other memory work or flashcard, math flashcards. They can all put everything on one ring and do all their stuff together. So just to show you how this works with this, okay, so these are the memory work system cards from my blog, and this is a supplement for this. So you have to have this or a foundations guide, and the memory work system that I created simply tells you each week what to work on. So like that's week 11, so your first day would be your CC day, whatever day of the week that is, and then the second day it'll say you're going to do week 11, week 9, and week 6. So we meet on Mondays for foundations, and so on Tuesday my daughter would go, okay, week 11 or current week, week 9, and week 6. So she would go through here and quiz herself, or if you have multiple kids in foundations, on those 3 weeks. And then the next day you're going to do week 11, week 8, and week 7. So it's a systematic review that takes you through all of your memory work for foundations. So this comes from CC. This comes from our Homeschool Story blog. This does not contain any of the actual memory work. So this is just numbers on the cards that help you systematically review in a way that kind of keeps things in an order, so you're always reviewing new and old. But you have to have either this or your foundations guide or something. But I like this, that I can keep these on the rings and take them with me in the car or on the go. one kid can have this and one kid could have this, and they can quiz each other. These also contain some other things, but this isn't about this. This is about my very favorite CC resource, which are these cards. So if you have a really, if you have a favorite that's like really your most used CC product for foundations, I'd love to know what your favorite is. I really do like the trivium tables as well for geography. Those are really helpful. But probably my second most needed item, and maybe it's a tie, would be the audio CDs for me, because we can't live without the audio CDs. So I'd love to hear from you, and you can comment or let me know what your most favorite treasured resource from CC is, because everybody's buying all these things, and there's so many new families that are just kind of overwhelmed with all the options. So what's your favorite? Talk to you later. Bye.